Not long ago, a horrific video of a 5-year-old boy being sexually abused in the worst way was discovered by U.S. authorities. The boy was 5 and his 12-year-old sister. They had been kidnapped and they had been trafficked back and forth between the U.S. and Mexico. Both were sex slaves to a monster of a man. Well, something happened. Divine Providence stepped in. And it took place at the U.S.-Mexico border. The boy was seen by a U.S. official who knew who he was, identified the boy in the video. And the boy was rescued from the monster. The monster is going to spend the rest of his life in prison. But a friend of mine, who I didn't know what he did for a living, he had a whole front story. I had no idea. He told me one day, I need to meet with you. And so I met with him, and he told me what he really did. He is an undercover operative who infiltrates and dismantles child trafficking rings. He was one of the first on the scenes with that 5-year-old boy. That little boy jumped into the arms of my friend, who tearfully held him, told him he was safe. The kid would not let go, fearful that he's going to fall back into the dark hands of that monster again. It took a while, but after he realized he was safe, he gave my friend a gift. It's a gift of a necklace. It's this necklace. It reads, "Man of God, pursue godliness, faith, and love." That necklace meant everything to the child. It represented his only hope. It was given to him by his sister, his last prayer. His older sister gave it to him and said, "Wear it and pray that God will rescue us." Their united prayer was answered at last, and they passed that prayer on to my friend, who told me tearfully, "I can't stop, Glenn. How do I stop? How do I know we can rescue more people." He was wearing this necklace as a reminder of what the story represents, the most cruel form of slavery that has ever existed. Yes, slavery still exists, and what's worse, it is the fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world. And it's not happening in some distant land. It's happening here, in your own neighborhood. Nearly 2 million children are exploited every single year. The global commercial sex trade is number one, and it is growing. Thousands are smuggled into the United States and forced into sex slavery every year in our own towns. Meanwhile, our children are smuggled out. Human trafficking is a $32 billion a year business. This is why my friend needed the necklace. This is why he needed the prayer of hope that somehow, some way, this dark form of modern day slavery might be eradicated. Why are we talking about slavery that happened 150 years ago? There is a huge problem that exists right now. And here's the cherry on top. The governments of the world cannot remedy this plague. They can't do it. At least they can't do it alone. Despite our best efforts, there is the bureaucracy, there is apathy, there is mismanaged budgets, government shutdowns are always blamed. Whatever it is, the rescue operations don't happen. And those are the weak excuses. There are the jurisdictional restraints. The U.S. government and other developed nations that have the tools necessary sometimes can't intervene into the infected nations to rescue the kids because they don't have jurisdiction. And too often they don't have the will to help. That's the tragic thing. The infected nations rarely have the tools and the resources necessary to get the job done, so hundreds of thousands of children are forced to remain in shackles. When my first daughter was born, Mary, I begged God, "Please give it to me." I knew He wouldn't. She has cerebral palsy, but I said, "If you just help her, I will do whatever I can to help children. I know how God feels about children." I made a promise that was a little reminiscent of another promise made by a young Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, the first time he went to a slave market, he looked at his young companion and he said, "Boy, let's get away from this. And if ever I get a chance to hit that thing, I'm going to hit it hard." Well, when I first heard about my friend and what he does, I thought, how can I hit that hard? think we have a solution. And it's a solution you can be a part of. It is called Operation Underground Railroad. It's a team of specialists, former CIA agents, former special agents, former Navy SEALs, former Green Berets. They all have a unique skill set for extracting people, in this case, children, from the sex trade. They are the Underground Jump Team.
We find children that have been kidnapped, used for sexual slaves, and we go get them, and we take them to a better life. I'm telling you, we are the people that do that. We can go in there and extract these kids. I've broken up slavery rings. I've seen what it's done to people. These children deserve better.
Now, this jump team represents a bright light that will destroy the darkness of the child sex slavery and its tentacles throughout the world. Using cutting-edge technology that will boggle your mind, it identifies the black markets of child porn production, and then using the latest in undercover sting operations, the jump team will liberate these children and permanently dismantle those sex rings that hold them captive. They'll then take these kids back either home to their parents or places where they can be cared for. Now, we have partnered with many organizations the world over who are waiting with open arms to care for these children, and we can do it.
I can't believe all these girls are there being sold as objects.
Well, I'm Rosy Orozco. I'm the president of a commission that is against human trafficking.
It's incredible that they are standing beside the girls without doing anything.
And they are taken to be raped 30, 40, 50 times a day in the United States. So yes, we have to work together. We have so much to do to stop slavery in both countries. And we are very thankful to the Underground Railroad project that you can save lives, you can save children, and we really look forward to work with you because this project can really change the life of people who are slaves.
Y estoy feliz porque vuelvan a ser como persona y pues sé que mis sueños van a ser realidad otra vez.
Por muy larga que sea tu noche, tu amanecer va a llegar.
To save one life is to save a whole world. And those girls are people like any of us.
I want to go to college and be an English teacher.
Estoy casi a 10 días de entrar a mi escuela de belleza. Es algo que me gusta, me apasiona.
Después de eso quiero estudiar turismo porque me gustan los idiomas.
The goal is really simple. Rescue children from hell. I can't tell you everything that I know about the jump team. I can't tell you who's behind it, but I can tell you that I have seen their plan up close. I can tell you that they have identified American citizens living in various countries who are selling children for sex out of their own homes right now, even as I tell you this message. I can tell you that these children are going to be repeatedly raped this coming weekend. We received a jump team report that confirms that there is an individual here who just the other day distributed 8,700 child rape videos. There's another individual who just sent out, just a couple of days ago, 6,300 child rape videos. This is the tip of the iceberg. You will not believe how big this problem is, and nobody wants to talk about it. The jump team knows where these guys are. They know how to take them down legally and with government authorities. But without the jump team, there is no plan in place to dismantle these sex rings. The jump team has communicated already with these dark people in an undercover capacity, and they are ready and willing to take them down right now and rescue children. But they need your help. They need support right now. They need us to send them out on their mission. They need your tax-deductible dollars. To the children who we pray for daily, we say, we didn't know you were there, but now that we do, hold on. we are on the way. To the captors and the perpetrators, the monsters who dare offend those children, I declare, be afraid, because we are on the way. And to you, the average person who is just trying to make your way through this world, I plead with you, donate, help if you can. If you can't afford something, pray. But be a part of the JUMP team. Join the abolitionists.